Houston, say again, please.
Houston, we've had a problem.
Hey there folks, welcome to part 11 of Kingdom Come Deliverance on the Xbox One X. We're exactly where we were at the end of part 10. We just finished speaking to Sir Radzig here, he's just wandering off. And we think we know where one of the bandits might be that raided this place. A man with a limp in Ujits. So we're going to head that way.
How are you, Henry?
I'm fine, thank you. We've just finished speaking. Oh, that's my horse there. As it happens, however, we might be better suited for fast travelling. So we'll look at them up. In fact, let me just remind myself, what have we got on the old... Yeah, we're carrying a fair bit, aren't we? Could do with a few fights, to be fair, to get our stats up going on the old battlefront and bow front. Yeah, we've got not carrying an awful lot really, considering, but we can only carry 94, and we're already on 75.4. So I wonder if that's something you can increase with strength or something as you level up. I mean, we're carrying an extra sword, which adds an extra 3 on. 3.3. Armour-wise, maybe there's lighter stuff. It's not that heavy though, is it? It's that Gambeson's the worst thing. That needs repaired, doesn't it? It's got 0 health on it, that Gambeson. See what we can find in our travels. We can store stuff on the horse as well now. Neuhoff. Yep, so we're heading to here. See if we get a little battle on the way. Ooh, could have done with some nourishment as it happens. Energy's not great either. A kip required. Have a little sleep when we get there, I think. A wayfarer. God, is it going to be the same guy again? Alright, time's out that. I didn't realise that. If you don't do it within a certain amount of time, it just goes anyway. It's battles we want. I had hoped to see a bit more in the way of action at this point, I have to say, but it's probably the way I'm playing the game. Find out where the limping bandit is. Ask the alehouse maid, she probably knows everything about the place.
I'm looking for a fellow who lives here, but I don't know his name. Do you know anyone with a limp?
That'll be Lubosh. Gallows bait if I ever saw one. His place is at the end of the village, next to the stream. Take him and welcome.
Nice. Well, that was a nice easy one, wasn't it?
Can I sleep here?
Certainly. For how long?
Just the one night?
No problem, but you pay in advance.
Seems reasonable.
Here you are.
You've got it all to yourself. No one will disturb you.
Actually, mind you, now I've said that, it's a bloody nightmare trying to get up onto the bed. The ladder doesn't work properly. So... you get to the top of the ladder and he just keeps kicking you down again. It takes about 20 attempts to make it work. I haven't thought this through, people, have I? How far away is his house?
Well now.
I was surprised myself. Jesus Christ be praised.
I'm looking for a fellow who lives here, but I don't know his name. Do you know anyone with a limp?
What would you want with him? Well, it's no skin off my nose. The bastard has a cottage on the edge of the village, by the road to Rattay.
That's quite good, so most villagers will know who he is then.
Jesus Christ be praised.
I just wondered if that guy was, I don't know, some sort of leather racking kind of guy or something. Right, Lubosh, let's be having you. Oh, aye, what's going on here then?
Move along, citizens. Move along. There's nothing to see here.
That's what you call nothing to see. I'd like to know what something to see looks like.
By the keys of St. Peter, this is all I need. We'll have to send word to Sir Hanush.
That might not be necessary.
Who are you?
I'm Henry of Skalitz, in the service of Hanush's Captain Bernard. I'm investigating the attack at Neuhof, and I think this could be related.
Well, I'm the bailiff of Auschwitz. And I say we don't want any of that kind of trouble around here. What makes you think this has anything to do with Neuhof?
One of the folk at the stud farm recognized someone from Auschwitz among the bandits.
We have no bandits or murderers around here.
Really? They say he had a limp?
Shit. Well, allow me to introduce you to Limpy Lubosh. Or all that's left of him.
Oh, bloody hell.
Sakra. Nothing's ever easy. I'll have to take a look around and ask a few more questions, if that's all right with you.
You can take this mess off my hands and welcome to it. As for what else there is to find out, I don't know. But look and ask all you like.
Right, back into Sherlock Holmes mode.
Who was Limpy Lubosh?
A poor crofter and a scoundrel. Can't say I'm too surprised what happened to him. He kept company with all sorts of vermin. He was always getting into some kind of trouble. Punch-ups in the tavern and what have you.
How come he limped?
God save you, Henry.
He got that from some villainy or brawl a long time ago.
Has he been up to anything suspicious lately?
I don't know. The last few days he didn't go anywhere. He was home the whole time. But he always kept everyone in the village at arm's length.
Did he have any kith or kin in the village?
None. A loner he was. I don't know the last time I saw him with anyone.
Do you happen to know where he was on the night of the Neuhof raid?
I've no idea. He kept his distance from other folk, so you never knew if he was away or holed up at home.
When did you find the body? And did anyone see anything?
Just now, and nobody saw or heard anything. I don't know how they could gut him like that without someone hearing him scream.
Okay.
I've come in the name of Sir Hanish of Lipa. I'm investigating the massacre in Neuhof, and now a murder here as well. Can I ask you a few questions?
I don't know how I can help you, but ask if you must.
Who was this Lubosh who was murdered?
You could see at first glance he was no good. I kept well out of his way.
Have you noticed anything suspicious recently?
There wasn't sight or sound of him for a long time, and then yesterday he turned up at the church and even talked to the parish priest. I never saw him do that before. Probably had a bad conscience.
Oh, talk to the priest, there we go.
Do you know what Lubosh was doing the day Neuhof was raided?
I don't think he was home. I didn't see him all day.
Do you know who Lubosh used to spend time with? Kin or friends?
As far as I know, he had nobody at all in this world.
That's all. Thank you.
Well, we could kill two birds with one stone here, because I think I've got a quest for the priest as well. Do that before going to speak to him.
I've come in the name of Sir Hanish of Lipa. I'm investigating the massacre in Neuhof, and now a murder here as well. Can I ask you a few questions?
Ask away.
Who was this Lubosh who was murdered?
He was a drunkard and a beast, and lazy too. Idle hands are the devil's tools.
Have you noticed anything suspicious recently?
The only thing seemed suspicious was how a rogue like him suddenly started going to church. Now I see why, of course.
Do you know what Lubosh was doing the day Neuhof was raided?
What do I care about that scoundrel? I was glad he stayed out of my way.
Do you know who Lubosh used to spend time with? Kin or friends?
He was always a loner. Except lately he started talking to the parish priest of all people.
Okay, well I think we're going to get the same
Thank you.
response from everybody. It'll be the priest, so... Let's have a little look. Let's he was in the house, wasn't he, I think?
I've come in the name of Sir Hanish of Lipa. I'm investigating the massacre in Neuhof, and now a murder here as well. Can I ask you a few questions?
Of course. Ask away.
Have you noticed anything suspicious recently?
Well, now I think of it, I hadn't seen him around for a while. No idea where he was skulking.
That man Lubosh who was murdered, what was he like?
He was a drunk who was always looking for a fight. Nobody liked him much, but I wouldn't wish an end like that on any man.
Do you know what Lubosh was doing the day Neuhof was raided?
Not a clue.
Do you know anyone Lubosh used to spend time with? Relatives or friends?
He was a loner. He didn't even have any mates in the tavern.
That's all.
He didn't.
Thank you.
He didn't know about the priest. Okay, so if we look at our questicles, we should have a... There we go. So we should have a red marker now for... We're to go and see... The priest spoke of Gertrude, the herb woman, having brought a few Uzits women to witchcraft. I have to speak with her and find out what happened. So... If we do that before we go and speak to the priest... What? Bloody hell, she's miles away. Pebbles, you've got a nice sneaky way of being just behind me whenever I whistle. Let's get our gallop on, people. Ooh, easy. Yeah, that's the right way, isn't it? It looked like she was actually in the forested area, by the looks of it. Seems like the right way. Must be getting close by now, blimey. Yep. Stay on the path. This looks likely. Might actually look for somewhere to rest me head before... I don't think it saved, did it, at that quest point? Ah, can make stuff here as well. Well, it's 7 o'clock. So the longest we can go is 12 hours. Let's go for it. We'll need some nourishment when we get up, but that'll get us going. So, kill the proverbial 2 birds with this if we get this sorted out with Gertrude and then go back to see the priest. So really kind of this woman to let me just sleep there. Yay! Game saved. So I still need to figure out how you trigger that game save. It seems to do it, I could be wrong, but it does seem to do it when you sleep for a longer period of time. Possibly a full night's sleep or whatever. Or maybe it's only certain beds, but I don't think so. Oh, that's the herb woman. The herb woman.
I've come in the name of Sir Hanish of Lipa. I'm investigating the massacre in Neuhof, and now a murder here as well. Can I ask you a few questions?
Ask all you want, lad.
Who was this Lubosh who was murdered?
Those that live by the sword die by the sword. I'm not surprised the end he came to.
Have you noticed anything suspicious recently?
Everything about him was suspicious. I always gave him a wide berth.
Do you know what Lubosh was doing the day Neuhof was raided?
How would I know?
Do you know who Lubosh used to spend time with? Kin or friends?
I don't know, since I don't go to alehouses.
Okay, so cover the bases there.
I've come from the priests. They're saying you incited some women to witchcraft.
Me? Witchcraft? That's nothing but idle chatter.
Well, don't you know that witches get burned alive? Really? Speak up, you old hag, or I'll wring your neck. Well, I want to say I mean you well, but actually it's the one that I would fail at out of all three. I've got the least points of that one.
You'd be wise to give me a straight answer. I mean you no harm.
As long as it's the truth you speak. Very well. I'll tell you everything. I've done a very foolish thing. It's preying on my mind so much I can't sleep a wink.
But I'm supposed to believe an old witch has pangs of conscience.
Laugh if you like, but it's not a word of a lie. You probably know I sell various magic lotions and potions alongside my herbs. Well, there's one I wish I hadn't sold. You see, Vera, Zlata, and Kuta from Uzhitz wanted a magic ointment from me. I kept refusing them, but in the end I let them talk me into it.
What kind of ointment was it?
One that will show you a world no one else can see, a place of wonder and terror. The flowers might start talking to you, or the earth could swallow you up. I don't know if it's the work of the devil or of God himself, but the ointment has that power. But it could poison any person who doesn't know how to use it right.
So all this talk of witches anointing themselves and then flying to their sabbaths on broomsticks.
The ointment could make a person see such things. But it was stupid of me letting those foolish women get their hands on it. They could poison themselves or fall off a cliff while they're lost in a dream.
Will you give me the ointment recipe?
It contains belladonna and the herb Paris, both quite poisonous plants. That ought to make you think twice about dabbling with it.
So why did you let them have the ointment at all? Why did you change your mind?
And why are you so worried about them all of a sudden? What changed your mind?
I'm losing sleep over it. Firstly, those women don't know what they're doing. And secondly, folk might see it as witchcraft. And do you know what they do to witches?
They burn them alive.
That they do. So don't be surprised I'm worried.
It didn't bother you before, though. So why did you give them the ointment at all?
Because I'm soft-hearted. You see, one of those women, Vera, lost her whole family in Skalitz. And Zlata's husband was killed. And the youngest of them, Kuta, miscarried with the horror of it all. They said they wanted to use the ointment to speak with the dead and ask them to put a word in with the Lord.
Yeah. I understand how they feel. But I reckon it'll get them nowhere but the ducking stool and the stake.
Judge not, lest ye be judged. I didn't want to give them the ointment, but they offered me a pile of groschen. So I thought how desperate they must be, and I heard their plea.
Their plea, or the clink of their coin?
Mr. Sarcasm.
What did they want the ointment for?
Each one of them lost a loved one recently, and it's grieving them. They wanted to talk with the dead.
What kind of ointment was it?
One that will show you a world no... I don't know.
I've heard that
So
already.
all this talk of
The ointment could make a...
I want to know something else. I've heard enough.
If you've heard enough, you must understand why I need your help. Find out from those women what they intend, and watch over them to keep them safe.
Very well. But only because the priest himself asked me to.
Thank you 1,000-fold. I'll go to the Reverend myself and explain. You take care of those women.
Woo! Speak to the village women about magical ointment. Right, we need food. Is there any cooking in a pot anywhere?
Damn it, I'm hungry.
Sometimes sacks of food lying around, but there doesn't seem to be, does there? Have to use something here. It's not giving us much nourishment, that, is it? We've got the pig sign. And a tiny poison sign because I think some of the bread was a bit iffy. I'm trying to figure out what that does, that poison thing. It seems to be... Take it, it'll go to the line and then that'll be it. Well, no, it doesn't seem to work that way, does it? I seem to be getting more and more poisoned as it's going on. Okay, I don't know how to fix that. So, if the thing you've eaten's red, don't eat it. It's basically what we're saying there, isn't it? Poison seems to have gone up.
Would you teach me something about medicinal herbs?
Certainly.
I'd like to practice the basics.
All right, but it'll cost you.
Isn't that quite a lot?
Since it's you.
More.
More! Whoa, she really didn't like that, did she?
Sorry, but I'm not going to teach you for that price.
Oh, for God's sake, woman.
Would you teach me something about medicinal herbs?
Certainly.
I'm interested in more advanced techniques.
Wouldn't you rather learn the basics first?
I'd like to practice the basics.
All right, but it'll cost you.
Isn't that quite a lot? Agree?
Well, a little more and we'll call it a deal. Agreed. Now, listen up. God.
Woo! New level in herbalism. Nice.
Would you teach me something about medicinal herbs?
Certainly.
I'm interested in more advanced techniques.
Wouldn't you rather learn the basics first?
Not high enough.
Well, I'll think it over.
Probably not a bad thing since I've only got a certain amount of health left. I really, really want to get rid of this poison, but I don't know how. Food and poisoning, here we go. You also need to watch what you eat. If you eat or drink something that's spoiled, you can get food poisoning, which you can only cure by taking antidote potion. You can tell you've been poisoned by the icon next to your health meter, right? So I need an antidote potion. And I don't know. I don't think I've got one. I'll have a look. Marigold concoction. That'll be a no then. We don't have one of those. Well, I'm not overly sure what I'm meant to do because I don't know how to make an antidote potion. I mean, the only thing I can make is savoury schnapps. Well, we're going to have to try and make it back to the village and hope that I don't die. Well, they're all in the main village, so... What? I'm not sure if the poisoning gets worse as you leave it. I suspect that's what's happening. Yeah, my health's gone right down to 27. So while I'm poisoned, I'm losing health constantly. Oh, the poisoning's gone down actually, so the poisoning wears off. So that's at least something, I think. Right, sod it. Let's just take a marigold concoction so we can get on with the damn game. It's the only bit of the game that's annoying me, all that nonsense. It's working its magic. Oh, that's the father. I don't want to speak to him yet, do I? Right, who are we after first? That's Limpy. Yeah, we'll do it that way because we're closer to sea, aren't we? If I run into a fight, we could be in trouble. Everything seems much closer on the map. Like, is this one of them here?
What was that noise?
I've heard something about a magical ointment.
Really? I'd like to know where from. And what concern is it of yours, anyway?
The herb woman sent me.
Gertrude? What does she want? More money?
It's not about the money. She's concerned about your health. That ointment can be dangerous, and she wants me to make sure you don't do anything foolish.
It can't have got any more dangerous since she sold it to us. Tell her we're ever so grateful for her concern, and goodbye.
Well, that didn't work. Let's try again.
I've heard something about a magical ointment.
Really? I'd like to know where from. And what concern is it of yours, anyway?
The herb woman sent me.
Gertrude? What does she want? More money?
She'd like to know just what you're planning to do with it. She's worried about you.
What made her change her tune? You can tell her we plan to do exactly what we agreed and not to worry.
See what the priest line says.
I've heard something about a magical ointment.
Really? I'd like to know where from. And what concern is it of yours, anyway?
The priest is worried.
The priest? It's nice to find out what telltales you have for neighbours. But believe me, it's none of your business. Or the priest's.
Okay, so we've got you could burn at the stake for what you're doing. Try the soft approach. You better start talking or else. Well, we've got a 7. Oh, she's... Oh, God, she's better than I am at everything.
It could be dangerous. Not just for your soul. That shit is poisonous.
So I'm supposed to believe the herb woman slipped us poison instead of the ointment?
I can't beat her at anything, this woman.
She warned you it was dangerous, and now she regrets selling it to you. She's afraid you'll hurt yourselves.
She said
Hey.
that. But I can't believe it's all that serious. If she's really worried, tell her to come with us to the crossroads at midnight. But not a word to anyone else.
Go to the village women's meeting place at dusk. Speak to the village woman about the magical ointment. I've done that. So the other marker's going to go now.
I've heard something about a magical ointment.
What? Who told you that? Was someone asking around?
Gertrude sent me.
And what did she say? Does she want to add something to the ointment?
No. She's worried about what you'll do with it. It's quite dangerous stuff. Witchcraft and sorcery never brought any good to anyone.
And praying has. The years I spit down on my knees. But where was God when that pack of humans came and slaughtered all the folk in Scarlets? I was with child. Did you know that? But the horror of it drove the child from my womb lifeless. If charms and spells won't help us, nothing will. We're doing no wrong. We go to the woods alone, at night, and we hurt no one. I won't say any more. You might twist it against us.
What?
What's going on
What the
there?
hell are you doing?
Follow the woman to the woods.
I heard something about a magic ointment that you got from the herb woman.
You heard that where? And what business is it of yours?
The herb woman sent me.
Gertrude? What does she want? Haven't we paid her enough?
That's not the point. The ointment's dangerous, and the herb woman doesn't want you getting up to anything foolish.
Thanks for the concern, but we're grown women. We're old enough to make our own choices, and what we do in the woods at night is no one's business but ours.
Aye, aye.
What do you want?
I'm here to keep an eye on you.
We don't need anyone looking after us. Who sent you anyway?
Gertrude, the herb woman, sent me.
Is she really that worried about us? Why didn't she come herself?
I think we can beat her at that one.
What's it to you? I'm here and there's not a damn thing you can do about it.
All right. No need to get head up about it. If Gertrude's so sure we need watching over like babies, then we can come to some arrangement. If you can swear you'll keep your mouth shut, then come with us. But you'll have to act like you're not there. And don't you dare make a sound.
You have my word on it.
Stay out of things. Just watch at a distance. If Gertrude is worrying we might get poisoned, you'll be at hand to help.
Fair enough. You won't even notice I'm here.
Okay. So, the first time we tried this, it caved in and said that I wasn't patient enough with them or something. So I don't know whether I have to hide and just stay out of sight or what. Nice and quietly sneaky in the grass.
We're all here. We can set off.
Is it far?
Not at all. But we should put the ointment on now. It takes a while to start working.
Where exactly do you put it on?
Well, there. You know?
I feel shy.
So playing games with the devil is alright, but dabbing some ointment on your cunny is going too far?
Aye, well... Don't peek for a bit. I'm not sure.
Don't worry. Plenty of women have tried it before us.
What if it does work? What if he does appear?
But that's what we want, isn't it? Let's go.
Alright, follow from a distance. Oh, they've got lanterns and everything. Cool. Blimey, where are they going? Right into the deeps of the woods. Come on, ladies. I think this is getting a bit silly. How far into the woods are we going? It's like a damn Assassin's Creed bloody follow without being seen quest. Oh, I can see a fire up ahead. That could be it. Yay!
I hear someone coming. Who's there? Is it you, Kuta?
No, I'm still over here.
What's going on here?
Welcome, Prince of Darkness. And make yourself at home.
What would you like us to do? We will fulfill your every wish if you fulfill ours.
Prince of Darkness? What in God's name are you babbling about?
Why are you testing us?
Testing you? Jesus Christ, what have you been smearing on yourselves?
A magic ointment from the herb woman? We are ready to pleasure you, Lord. In return, all we ask is that you rid us of the humans. And if you won't rid us of them, then help us get away from here. Give us riches, so we can start a new life in the city.
What? I don't know what the right answer is. I don't know how I managed to fail that quest either. I will give you anything you ask.
I'll give you anything you ask.
I knew it. Thank you, my lord.
In return, you'll have to... Shit. I feel very weird.
Oh, that ointment. You smeared the ointment on me.
Fear not, my lord. Nothing will happen to you. It's all part of the ceremony.
Oh, shit. What the fuck? What did you do to me?
Well, that went well.
Are you quite well after your long journey?
Huh? Long journey? What?
From the gates of hell to here. When will you take care of the humans? And why don't you have horns and hooves and a goat's tail, like the priest said?
Why are you a horse and why are you talking?
How come you're a talking mare?
What mare? Does your sight deceive you? I'm Vera, and I turn many a young man's head in Ujits.
I got rid of my horns and hooves along the way, and I keep my tail in my breeches. I only get it out for special occasions.
I hope there'll be one soon enough.
I flew in on a tree branch. It took no time at all.
Flying on a branch? Will you teach us how to do that too? We are your maid servants now. We'll do anything you wish.
Actually, I wanted something else.
What's that, oh lord?
Will you serve me and do all I tell you to?
Oh yes, our Lord of Hellfire. We'll do whatever you want. Just rid us of those wretched humans. Which one will you take first?
Me! Take me!
No, me!
And what about the third one? Why does she speak up? Oh god, I can't decline, can I? Mare, sow, chick.
And what about the other one? Why doesn't she speak up?
Kuta, you chicken! Speak up!
I want you, Mare. Vera.
I knew it! Come on, come closer to me.
Cavort with the woman. What? I can't do anything. I'm at a loss, people. How do I cavort with the women exactly? Are we done then? Is the quest finished? How strange. It's not very clear sometimes as to what the hell you're meant to do. I am the devil, the prince of darkness and ruler of underworld arisen. I have to consort with women this instant. Yes, alright then. But how exactly do I do that? I think this is bugged out, people. Surely it should be doing something when I go over to them. Oh, come on now, game. What's this? Lockpick very easy? What? Really? It's got a very strange idea of very easy, this game. I don't get how you turn the... Oh, there it... Fuck's sake. Kept that gold all the way around. I've got no idea why it wasn't happy. How does it work? If this is very easy, God's sake. Hey!
That was tough. Oh, but I'm all dizzy again.
What is wrong with you? Is something going to come of it or not?
I need to sleep.
Bugger sleep! What was that? What is it? Someone coming!
Oh good, a fight.
Never. The pig turns up willingly for the slaughter. I'm gonna enjoy this.
Enough!
You're not going anywhere armed. Leave your weapon on the ground and get lost.
All right.
Where was the other one? All right. Not me doing that, by the way. It's the game. Tell the parish priest what happened. Oh, well, we can always sell it for gold. Well, the girls just used and abused me, didn't they, eh? It's a demon rabbit, people. Nice. Level up the boat. Alright, let's get to our map. Well, he should. Well, he's not going to be up yet, is he? We'll have to wait some time off. I think to some extent you're better following this story through as quickly as you can. The only real toughie's been the two bandits in the woods, which is made easier by taking one of them out stealthily, to which one of them ignores you anyway, and then fighting them one-on-one. Because it seems to be trying to teach you things like the lockpicking and getting your speech up and all that sort of stuff. Not really found anywhere to do any sort of grinding or anything yet. Hey, where's the priest at then? Or is it B I'm going to? Yeah, it is A.
I found out more about the Egypt's witchcraft.
Pray, do tell.
The women have got hold of some magic lotion from the herbalman, and they're using it to summon the devil.
For the love of heaven.
I followed them to where they held their Sabbath. They summoned the devil, danced around a fire.
Oh my God, what else?
The women were completely out of their minds from that ointment. Then some woodcutters stormed it. They wanted to put a stop to the witch's Sabbath.
Good God. And what happened?
I had to kill the woodcutters to save those women from them.
For Christ's sake! How could you? Such needless slaughter! Those men meant well. Was there no other way to stop the bloodshed?
The woodcutters were beside themselves with rage, baying for the women's blood. There was no reasoning with them.
There must have been another way.
I did everything I could.
The good Lord observes your deeds. Pray for the souls of those unfortunate Christians. Pray, because you have blood on your hands. At least you see where dancing with the devil can take you. Pray for their loved ones and for your soul and mine, because we share the blame. And now please, go. Leave me alone to pray.
Alright, that's the thanks I get, is it? Woohoo! Bad trip. Oh, Father, I had other questions. Where did he go?
God be with you.
The blessings of our good Lord be with you, Father. I'm here in the name of Sir Hanush of Lipa, investigating the massacre at Neuhof, which seems to be connected to a murder here. Can I ask you a few questions?
It seems Sir Hanush is employing children as investigators. But ask as you wish, boy. I hope this nasty business will be cleared up quickly.
Did you know Lubosh? What was he like?
Bit of a lost soul. Simple, rough fellow, but at heart I don't think he was such a bad person.
Did you notice anything suspicious recently?
My child, all sorts of suspicious things have been going on recently. People like Lubosh don't know what to do about it, and sometimes they do stupid things.
That's really not a lot of help to me, Father.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Do you know what Lubosh was doing on the day Neuhof was raided?
Unfortunately, I do know. And I'd like to help you with your investigation, but I can't.
What?
I'm bound by certain vows that forbid me to tell you.
Vows more important than catching dangerous murderers?
There are laws of God above the laws of man, son. And one of those is the sanctity of the confessional.
Father, surely you can't be serious. There must be situations in which you can make an exception.
There are things that apply always, no matter what the circumstances, and this is one of them.
Okay.
But Lubosh is dead. You can't hurt him, but if you don't tell me, more innocent people may die.
If I told you,
Damn
I
it.
would be betraying a vow that's a cornerstone of the Holy Church. If people believed the sanctity of the confessional couldn't be trusted, the consequences would be even worse than that.
Worse than the death of innocent Christians? Worse than the murderer escaping punishment?
No one escapes punishment.
Father, Lubosh was my only lead to the Neuhof raiders. Only he could tell me who was responsible for that massacre. If I don't find out who it was, it will probably happen again. Surely you wouldn't want that.
I wouldn't. But I can't betray the sanctity of the confessional. I'll tell you what. Give me some time and I'll try to think up some way of helping you. Suppose we talk it over in the evening. In the tavern. Over a cup of good wine. Maybe we'll come up with something.
All right. Thank you, Father.
Oh, for God's sake. Meeting people at specific times of day is getting slightly frustrating now. To some extent, if I was doing other stuff, I could, you know, but you don't want to miss it is the problem. It doesn't say any particular day, it just says in the evening though, doesn't it, I suppose?
The blessings of our Lord be...
And with you, lad. Take a seat.
Ale, as usual.
I'm sorry I can't tell you everything. But maybe we can work something out. But first I'd like to hear something about you, my son. With whom do I have the honor? Where are you from?
I'm from Skalitz.
Oh, I'm sorry. What about your kin?
pleasure.
They're dead.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Here, we'll drink to them. It must have been terrible.
It was terrible. It seemed so pointless. It had no warning. They just appeared and began the slaughter. God knows why. They killed anyone who didn't make it to the shelter of the castle. My parents, my girl, even the Deutsch who was on Sigismund's side. I didn't make it to the castle. I wanted to try and help my parents, but there was nothing I could do. Then I fled to Talmberg with the Cumans on my heels. They almost killed me. They slaughtered people in the surrounding villages. There was a pile of bodies in front of the church in Rovna. Folk who tried to take refuge there, but they...
My poor child. May God grant them eternal rest. And how did you come to get this assignment? I'd have expected Sir Hanish to send that old grouch, Bernard.
He did, but I found a witness and the trail led here to Ujits, so he sent me here to follow it up.
Ah, well, congratulations. It's nice to see someone using their head to find things out instead of torture. We'll have to drink to that. Now the most important thing. What actually happened at Noel? The good folks hereabout are saying all kinds of terrible things, but I take most of it with a pinch of salt.
The rumours aren't exaggerated this time, unfortunately. The Neuhof stud farm was raided by bandits, but they didn't come to pillage or even take the horses. They only wanted to kill. They maimed the horses and slaughtered some people. I'm sure they would have killed more, but the bandits quarrelled among themselves and broke off the attack. And judging by what's left of our Lubosh, they're still settling accounts.
I see it's every bit as bad as people claimed. Dreadful. Well then, here's to those poor souls who had to die so pointlessly and so terribly.
I've told you all about me. Now it's your turn, Father. You don't look much like our parish priest at home. Well, we've had an agreeable chat, but now let's get down to business. So, about this confessional seal. Do you really want more innocent people to die?
Henry, that's not how it works. There are matters in which you can't make exceptions because if you do it once, you'll forever be tempted to do it again. If people stop believing in the church because their confessional secrets are betrayed, they won't trust anyone, and that's worse than even the most hideous crime.
I understand, but that means I've reached a dead end. Those cutthroats will strike again, and I can't stop them.
Chin up, lad. I might have a solution.
What?
If I tell you what Lubosh told me, I'd be betraying the confessional secret. But, first thing tomorrow, I'll try something I think might help you.
Word of honor?
On my soul.
I always wondered about the things a priest tells his congregation. Where on earth do you get the ideas for your sermons?
Well, Ujits isn't Prague. It's not enough to instruct people. They have to be entertained, too. If I only read from the Bible, I'd soon be preaching to an empty church.
Our priest wasn't exactly a bard. So what do you preach to your flock about?
It has to be something topical. Condemning vices. And, of course, describing them in detail. A tongue lashing about the two popes goes down well these days. And stories from real life, with a nice moral to them, are popular as well. Especially if they're about fornication and similar scandalous vices.
Can you give me an example?
Well, recently a priest by the name of Jan Hus started preaching in Prague, in the Czech language, and the people liked it. I hear he always has a full house. A journeyman who heard him told me what Hus is preaching, and I like the sound of it. I'm thinking about putting it in my own repertoire.
What's so amazing about it?
The preaching of Master Jan Hus about Mother Church. The lamentable wealth in which the church is drowning has turned to poison. And nearly the whole of Christendom is contaminated. Just like a flock of hungry ravens, they settled on this land to devour every grain of gold and silver. They know no mercy. Their hearts are corrupted by longing for wealth. And they shamelessly profit from everything. You want to baptize a child? Pay. You want to steal and murder? Pay and you will have absolution. What if the devil himself were to pay? Would he ascend to heaven too? With such money gained from the poor, they buy beautiful horses to ride and needless servants to pamper them. They gamble at dice and dress their whores in expensive furs, while Jesus Christ walked barefoot and had no place to lay his head. Look to your consciences, you robbers of the poor, for you are seen by God and his people too. Amen.
Well, this Jan Hus character is quite a rebel.
Oh, the congregation will love it.
I don't doubt it.
Let's drink to that.
Funny. That last bit reminds me of someone.
What do you mean? My situation's completely different. Huth preaches against the prelates and the clerics who are robbing the poor. Look at me. I don't have a pot to piss in. I'm no better off than the folk I preach to. I'm one with them in poverty and suffering and everything that troubles them. I drink with them and curse those stuffed habits in Sasau Monastery.
Here.
Don't you think it's a bit odd when someone boozes and lives in sin with a woman and then criticises the Pope for debauchery?
No, I don't.
What do you think of this Jan Hus?
He's certainly a wise man. A little overzealous for my taste. If he got out of Prague and came here for a look, I'm sure he'd stop condemning drinking and lying with women.
What do the common folk think of it?
They like it. They're happy to hear someone say what they think themselves, but are afraid to say aloud. Things that make them angry. And they're calling for change. In a few years, it'll have grown beyond control. You mark my words, the people will rise up, and the church will be shaken to its very foundations.
Yeah, unless they burn him at the stake first.
Nonsense. They can't burn a master of the most respected university in Europe.
Thanks for the sermon, but I think I've been morally uplifted enough. Oh, it's getting quite late. What are your plans, Father?
What do you suppose? We have a drink, of course.
Ah, that sounds like a good plan.
I knew you wouldn't let me down.
A new level in drinking. Wake up with a bloody hangover now, I bet you.
Przyszła bida mora lat, to nie ustoi żadnej chlap. Na kraj padł dziesnej smutek, do dnielno i rano utek, jakiś małżeński majstrat, do wczera żylne staje prak. Už sejmoj svatý muži, nechtěl bych bejbě jí kůži. Nám je to jedno a tak si dáme jedno a požerem si huby jako poslední jen. Půjďme se vámi a do rána slávy a tak vypal sudy a posaď se mi sem. Tak posaď se sem a vypal je ven. Ukaž kozy jako vozy, zítra jen tu jsou nejdem, tak nalej mi hned, ať točí se svět. Enough of this! Bailiff! Come on over here, sit down and have a drink with us.
Don't vex me again, Father. It's 3 hours past dusk, and curfew is long gone.
So what?
So, I'll have you all whipped, and put in the stocks, and I'll write a letter to the bishop about you, priest.
Well, nothing to worry about then. Everyone knows the only one around here who can write is me.
Enough! Men, throw them out.
Oh. Oh. You looking for a fight? Henry, back me up.
Oh, here we go. Drunk fist fight, is it? Woohoo! Easy.
What's up?
Don't weaken the
Shit
knee.
yourself?
Ow!
Oh dear.
Oh, naughty you.
Kurwa.
You'll get one more. Oh. Come here.
Oh, aye.
Come on, you. Nah.
So, my dear, would you like to have a little ring on the bell? Said and done.
I'd love to. And Henry, too, I'm sure. Right, Henry?
Stop that nonsense, Godwin. Are you out of your mind? What will people say?
They can say what they like. What do I care? What do they do to me? Watch the step, my dears. Careful, you don't hurt yourself.
Look
For God's sake.
Loud.
Well drunk.
Here we are. Look at this beauty.
Oh. We can't do this, can we?
Who says? Get ringing, wench.
This is wonderful.
Oh, God.
Ah, bloody oath. And now, my dears, comes the climax of the evening.
Godwin, you old goat.
Come here. Oh.
God's sake.
Priest has mounted up. What do you say, Henry? Shall we take a little ride of our own?
Surprised you could do anything. Was that leathered? Still drunk.
Well, I have to say that was a fine evening.
Excellent.
Godwin, you beast! Get up! Do you hear me? Wake up, you drunkards!
Oh, fucking hell. Where the... Oh, what the... Oh, who the hell are you? Oh, Henry. My great friend, Henry. Didn't we have a wonderful time?
Well, you certainly did, you old lecher. Now you better pull yourself together quick. You haven't much time. There's some water and something to eat on the table there, but if I were you, I would move my hairy arse before my flock eats me alive.
Oh, step on in my head. My guts. My poor suffering stomach. What was that woman on about? Before my flock eats me alive. I've forgotten something. What have I forgotten?
Where the fuck am I?
What the fuck was it? Mass! Oh shit, I have to say mass. I gotta say mass. You have to help me.
How? You're the priest.
I can't do it in this state. Maybe the liturgy. But I have to give a sermon as well. Oh, this is a disaster. They're gonna excommunicate me.
I'd like to help you, but...
You can. You can do the sermon for me.
What? So, first I investigate a murder no one wants investigated. Then I drunkenly keep the whole town up all night. And now you want me to preach at them from the pulpit? Do you want them to burn us at the stake?
No. No, I've got it. Suppose that Sir Ratzig's protege. You just came from studying in Prague. And you want to share the words of Master Jan Hus, who you recently heard preaching there. Henry, look. From what I remember, we might have overdone it a bit last night. And if the bailiff or someone else complains about me, the bishop's gonna have my guts for garters. So I'd appreciate it. Stop gaping at me like a stuffed squirrel and start helping.
You're mad. You're stark raving mad.
I'm not. It's a perfect plan. It's flawless. Oh. How about this? If you help me with this, I'll tell you who Lubosh's cronies are.
Seems reasonable. New perk point available. Nice.
Well, all right. But I can't make any promises about what'll happen.
No, neither can I.
What do you want me to do exactly?
I'll go and start the liturgy. Then I'll introduce you. You give the sermon I told you yesterday in the tavern, and that's that. No need to drag it out. If it turns out well, I'll tell you what I know about Lubosh.
Christ almighty. Fine then. We have a deal.
Wonderful. Let's get to it then.
Game saved. Woo! Okay, well, we're going to have to leave it there, folks, as we've reached about 2 hours of record time, and we will carry on with this quest in part 12. It has been an honour and a privilege serving for you in Kingdom Come Deliverance once again, and I shall see you all next time. Take it easy, folks. Bye!